Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for subscribing. It's your girl, Everything Here by Kiki. If you are new here, kindly like, subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Thank you. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be making a frontal wig, a customized frontal wig using the sewing machine. It's one of the requested videos, so if you find this interesting, kindly stay tuned. Thank you. This part is on how to correctly place your frontal on the wig cap. So I folded the frontal into two to get the midpoint. Then I placed the midpoint at the middle of the mannequin head. Then after doing this, I make sure I pin it down with my office pin. Then I secured the sides with the office pin also. I used two different methods in getting the midpoints for the frontal. The first one is the one I talked about now. The first method is the one where I folded it into two, then I placed the midpoint at the middle of the mannequin head. While the second method is accurate because I was able to measure the length of the frontal, then I divided it by 2 to get the midpoint. The first method is not as accurate as the second method. You'll see this as we go on. So I tried to readjust the front part, just trying to get the middle of the frontal so I can get the M shape in front. So I went ahead with the crocodile clip to hold it down at the two sides. So I went ahead with the office pin to hold them down at the two sides. So like I said, the first method is not accurate as the second one. After I was done, I used my measuring tape to measure the whole frontal at the back, the length of the frontal, because I wanted to know if I actually got the midpoint. The length of the frontal is 17, so the midpoint should be divided by 2, which is 8.5. Meanwhile, I'm getting 9, so that's how I knew it's not as accurate as the other method, which I will be showing you. So I measured it again just to be sure of what I measured the other time, and it was still 9. So I had to remove all the pins and use the other method, which we'll be seeing now. So I went ahead to remove the pins from the frontal. Then I adjusted the frontal to 8.5 as the midpoint. Then I started pinning it down to secure it. So I'm done securing the frontal on the mannequin head. So now I'm going to use my measuring tape to check the measurement on both sides, and I had 1.3 centimeter, which is accurate. So your frontal should have an M shape in front, just to know you're on track. So I went ahead with my metallic marker to trace out the frontal on the wig cap. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to be removing my frontal, and when I'm going to be attaching the frontal so as to see where to sew. So I went ahead with my guideline where I will be sewing on. I would have made use of the one on the blockhead, but because this is a tutorial, I made use of a measuring tape. So the standard guideline I use is 1 inch spacing. So I'm done with the guidelines and I have 10 lines to work on. I went ahead to remove the frontal from the recap. This is how it looks after removing the frontal from the recap. So I removed the office pin from the recap so I can sew it on the sewing machine. So I went ahead to double weft the bundles I'm working with. These are the bundles and frontal I'll be working with. So I started sewing it down on the sewing machine. And I used the flip over method. I didn't cut it at all. So I'm almost done with the last track, so I went ahead to cut it so I'll be able to sew it down. So I'm done sewing down the last track. The next thing is to attach the frontal to the wig cap. So if you're a first timer trying to use a sewing machine to sew down your frontal, this might be a little bit difficult, yeah, though it looks easy. So you can cut out the excess lace from beneath and leave like half or 1 inch spacing. This will enable you to sew down the frontal easily. Now I'm done sewing down the frontal to the wig cap, and this is how it looks from the interior. So I went ahead to cut out the excess thread because I like having a neat interior. So the next thing is to cut out the excess wig cap. I left about half an inch spacing. So because I still have some bundles left, I'm going to sew on the band. I still have a few of the hair, so I'm going to sew it down somewhere in. And I'm done sewing. This is the finished look of the wig. This is how I make my custom wigs, and it took me 30 to 45 minutes. I straightened the hair backstage, and this is the finished look. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share our videos with family and friends, turn on your notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.